Walking daily after 60 is not a consolation prize for people who cannot do more. It is one of the most precisely targeted metabolic interventions available to a woman your age, and the reason has nothing to do with burning calories. Think about what happens to a body after menopause. The hormonal signals that once kept muscle active, glucose in check, and inflammation quiet have all changed. What replaces them? The thing that now tells your body it still needs to maintain its machinery is mechanical load. Specifically, the kind that comes from legs pushing against the ground every single day. 10 things shift when a woman over 60 starts walking daily. Some happen in weeks. One of them activates a glucose pathway that bypasses the most broken part of your body's sugar system entirely. And almost nobody has explained it to you clearly. Something happens to blood sugar the moment your leg muscles begin to contract. And it skips the system that is most likely already failing you. After 50, most women develop some degree of insulin resistance. The standard explanation: insulin is the key, and the locks on your cells have stopped responding. But leg muscle contractions activate a completely separate entrance. Using proteins called GLUT4 transporters, working muscles pull glucose directly from the blood. No insulin required. Think of this as a side door that has been there your entire life, one that insulin never controlled. Every step is not burning calories. It is unlocking a door that hormonal change left stuck. A 2019 study in postmenopausal women with insulin resistance found that a daily 30-minute walk improved fasting blood sugar as effectively as a first-line medication, without changing a single meal. The side door was open the whole time, and once blood sugar stabilizes, it changes what the body is doing with something it has been overproducing since estrogen dropped. Cortisol runs higher after menopause than it did before. And most forms of exercise make it worse before it gets better. High-intensity training, long cardio, heavy lifting, all spike cortisol acutely. For a body already carrying elevated stress hormones, that spike does not always resolve cleanly. The result: more fat packed around the abdomen, more muscle broken down overnight, sharper cravings, lighter sleep. Most women who try to push hard after 60 hit this wall and call it their body failing. It is not failing. It is a body receiving the wrong signal for a changed system. Walking lowers cortisol during the activity itself. Think of cortisol as a slow fire burning in the background. Most exercise pours fuel on it and hopes the smoke clears before the damage is done. Walking removes fuel. 20 minutes of steady movement drops cortisol measurably, not after recovery, but during it. And lower cortisol changes what happens to the fat it has been building. Visceral fat, the fat packed between the organs, not under the skin, does not respond to discipline. It responds to the hormone that has been driving it since estrogen dropped. Cortisol is the primary driver of visceral fat accumulation in postmenopausal women, which is why the connection between walking and abdominal fat is not incidental. The intervention was hormonal from the start. Lower the cortisol, and the signal that has been packing fat around the organs loses its engine. A 30-minute daily walk over 12 weeks has been shown to reduce visceral fat measurably in postmenopausal women without any dietary change. Not subcutaneous fat, the kind you can pinch. The deep, organ-level fat, because the target was cortisol, and walking reached it. As that inflammation drops, the first organ to notice is not the one most women would think to name. There is a compound that some neurologists now call fertilizer for neurons. Your body has been producing less of it since estrogen dropped, and the gap shows up in ways most women have never connected to their hormones. Brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, acts like a maintenance crew for neural connections. It repairs pathways that are fraying and builds new ones between regions that need to communicate. The word retrieval that is slower, the focus that no longer snaps into place. These are partly a BDNF deficit. Estrogen was one of its triggers. That trigger is quieter now. But 20 minutes of walking, taken daily, raises BDNF levels measurably within weeks. Women who start walking consistently often notice mental clarity before anything physical changes, before weight shifts, before sleep improves, before the body shows any visible sign. The brain responds first because it was most sensitive to the hormonal loss. And the reason sleep shifts next has everything to do with what walking does to temperature. Sleep after 60 often becomes lighter, more fragmented, harder to feel in the morning. Most women are told this is just aging. It is not just aging. It is a broken internal signal. Your body's sleep-wake rhythm is partly governed by core temperature, a quiet clock that dips at night to trigger sleep and rises in the morning to trigger waking. After menopause, that regulation becomes erratic. Hot flashes are one expression of it. Fragmented sleep is another. Walking in the morning or early afternoon creates a deliberate temperature rise early in the day, which deepens the natural drop that follows in the evening. Think of the sleep signal like a hill. The higher the peak in the afternoon, the steeper the descent at night. Daily walkers sleep at the bottom of a deep valley. Sedentary women in the same age range sleep on flat ground and wonder why the rest does not feel like rest. If you already understand why the mechanism matters and are working out what to do with it practically, the food timing, the walking windows, the structure that makes all of this compound instead of plateau, that is exactly what I built. Strong past the drop around. It is 8 weeks, mapped out specifically for women over 50. The muscle-first meals that hold the cortisol drop, the simple leg strength work that amplifies every signal the walking starts, the timing that works with a post-menopausal metabolism rather than against it. The link is on screen if you want it. But there are 5 more things shifting inside the body when the walking starts. And one of them is the last thing most women think to connect to their daily movement. Joint pain does not come from too much movement. In most cases without structural damage, it comes from the absence of it. Your joints have no direct blood supply. They are fed entirely by synovial fluid, a thick lubricating layer that delivers oxygen and nutrients to the surrounding cartilage. The only pump that moves that fluid is mechanical load. Think of the cartilage like a dry sponge that has been sitting compressed overnight, unloaded and unpumped. The stiffness of those first morning steps is not damage. It is a sponge waiting to be fed. 20 minutes in, the fluid has cycled. The joint has received what it needed. It stops complaining because it has been fed. Women who stop walking because their knees hurt are removing the only pump delivering nutrition to the tissue they are protecting. In women over 60 without structural damage, daily walking has been shown to reduce knee joint inflammation markers within 8 weeks. Bone is not inert. It is living tissue that remodels constantly. And load is the primary signal that tells it to maintain itself. After menopause, bone density loss accelerates. Estrogen kept bone-building cells steadily at work. That signal is quieter now. But mechanical stress sends its own version of the same instruction. Every footfall sends a compression wave up through the legs, into the hips, through the spine. Think of bone maintenance like a road crew that only repairs roads with traffic on them. Stop the traffic and the crew assumes the road is no longer needed. Walking is traffic. Daily walking keeps the crew working. In women without acute bone loss, consistent walking has been shown to slow the rate of density decline, not reverse it, but meaningfully slow it. The difference between a signal sent and a signal abandoned compounds in both directions over years. There is a process beginning in the mid-50s that takes the legs first, not because the muscle is broken, but because the signal asking it to stay has gone quiet. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, accelerates sharply after 60, and the legs go first. Standing up from a chair takes a beat longer than it used to. The stairs feel different on the way up. Something that once required no thought now requires intention. This is not weakness as a character trait. It is a body that stopped receiving the instruction to maintain its infrastructure. Walking does not build leg muscle the way resistance training does, but it does something resistance training alone cannot fully replace. It sends the daily order. Think of muscle tissue as a supply chain that only runs while orders keep arriving. Miss enough days and the system begins scaling down. Walking is the daily order that keeps the factory from closing. In a post-menopausal body that has lost its hormonal instruction to hold muscle, that daily mechanical reminder may be the only thing keeping capability from sliding toward decline. Hunger after 60 often stops reflecting actual caloric need. The mismatch is not imagined. It is hormonal. Ghrelin, the body's primary hunger signal, follows a rhythm in a healthy metabolic system, rises before meals, settles after, quiets by evening. After menopause, that rhythm loosens. Ghrelin becomes less predictable, driven more by cortisol spikes and blood sugar swings than by genuine energy need. This is why hunger after 60 so often feels disconnected from eating, because it increasingly is. Daily walking recalibrates ghrelin patterns over weeks, working through the two forces that were pulling the rhythm apart: cortisol and blood sugar instability. Women who establish a consistent walking practice describe the same shift. Hunger arrives earlier in the day, resolves cleanly after meals, and the compulsive evening appetite that once felt impossible to reason with grows quieter. This is not willpower returning. It is a rhythm being restored. The 10th change is not a measurement. It is a threshold. After 60, the body sits on a metabolic edge. On one side, muscle, bone, blood sugar, sleep, and inflammation, each signaling the others, all holding. On the other, one thing weakens, which pulls at the next, which accelerates the third. It is not a slow, even slope. It is a cascade, and the trigger is not the calendar. It is signal absence. The body does not know how old it is. It knows only what it is receiving: load and release, ground resistance, daily mechanical arrival. Walking sends the signal that keeps everything on the right side of that edge, not by solving each problem in isolation, but by speaking to all of them through the same channel. The channel the post-menopausal body still reads fluently. Every step pushes back against the ground. The body reads that as, this structure is still in use. Keep the legs, keep the muscle, keep the energy steady. This phase is not the beginning of the decline. It is a different set of rules. And the ground is still listening. You now understand why daily walking after 60 is not mild exercise chosen for safety. It is a targeted conversation with a post-menopausal metabolism, spoken in the exact language that metabolism still responds to. Understanding the mechanism is the first half. The second half is structuring it so the effects actually compound and hold instead of plateauing in week 3. That is the gap. Strong past the drop fills. I built it after watching too many women understand exactly what was happening and still stall. Walking consistently, feeling better for a few weeks, and then arriving back where they started because the full picture was missing. What to eat before and after the walk to sustain the cortisol drop. How to layer in the simple leg strength work that turns a daily walk into a signal the body has to respond to permanently. The timing that aligns with a post-menopausal circadian rhythm instead of working against it. 8 weeks, mapped out honestly. It costs something because building it took real time. The link is on screen.